My beautiful Leos, and welcome to your spirit message for July 2023. We are looking into what spirit wants you to know for this month. Stick around towards the end. I will be pulling some cards from the Talking to Heaven deck. If anybody has some intentions to get some signs from a passed on loved one. And I also have a spirit story for you at the end as well. So let's get started into it here, Leo, for the month of July. Time is fluid. Let's see what angel is assisting you. The angel of change and transition, Archangel Azrael. Thank you, Azrael, for helping me safely through this change. All right, Leo, so Spirit is predicting that there are going to be shifts and changes happening for you in the month of July. They want you to know to flow with these changes. You are safely being led through these changes as well. There's also this man here with a phoenix tattoo. Some of you, that is very symbolic to you. But Spirit is indicating that you are coming into a transitional period. Things are not going to be the same for you in July or from this month of July. You are moving into some major changes that will be shifting your destiny. You also have, card number 19, manifestation from the unicorns. Focus on a vision beyond yourself and your unicorn will help you. All right, so I feel like for a lot of you Leos, there's definitely something that you have been manifesting. Picture frame energy here, specifically a gold frame, symbolic for some of you, doesn't have to be, could very much be, but Spirit is really indicating that there is a beautiful manifestation coming in for you in this month of July, or this is a definite, very high time for you to manifest the change you've been wanting this month because the energy is extremely high for you. Card number 19, some of you born on the 19th, and your other unicorn is closeness. Your unicorn is very close to you. Card number 5. All right, so this is an indication that there is a passed on loved one that is around you a lot more than ever before. You feel them. Some of you may be hearing them. Some of you may actually be seeing them. But there is a passed on loved one angel very, very, very close to you at this time. And you know what? If we want to go with symbolic energy for the words, you have manifestation and closeness. So as a reader, very simply, this is showing me that you are very close to a manifestation taking form in your reality, specifically a manifestation that is going to change everything for you. So focus on the positive, Leo, specifically with this manifestation card. Spirit wants you to focus on your positives of life, right? We can always find things to complain about. We can always find things we don't like. Try to find that silver lining. Try to find that faith, that hope, that positivity. Remember to be careful on what you're putting out there, specifically with you getting manifestation. Obviously, it's big to always be careful on what you're putting out there, but keep this in mind. Your word is your wand. What you say, what you do, you will receive in. So what are you putting out? Are you putting out resentment? Are you putting out complaints? Are you putting out love? Are you putting out affection? Are you putting out openness? So let's see. Your angel with your fairy is the aura cleanse. I felt that. Damn, I should have just pulled out the card. And that's what made me feel the need to say that. So I'm not going to trickle back. But when you feel heavy or run out of luck, go swim at the beach and you'll feel unstuck. Yeah, so some of you need a cleanse energy. Some of you just feel like, you know, your demons inside are just getting the best of you. Or you just feel like a very negative dark cloud has been over you. Or maybe there's just been like a mood that you feel like you couldn't shake off. There's something that's being shaken off for you, and it's also bringing something in. So let's see what signs from Spirit they're going to be giving you. This is when we get somewhat numbers, colors, very specific signs. So pay attention to these throughout the month of July and see what signs from Spirit we are receiving for you, Leo. Connected to this close manifestation, what does Leo need to know about this for July? Thank you. All right, so let's see. First card out is bread, hospitality. Some of you could work with food. Some of you work in the energy of hospitality. Some of you will be very beneficial and abundant working in hospitality. Some of you, there is definitely a connection to bread, baking, things along those lines. Let's see. You also have the energy of gray, depressed, detached, unemotional. I already felt that in the energy. So I feel like that dark cloud has been lingering. And you have circles, completion. All right, so I'm telling you, something is about to close. That funk, that mood, that you feel like everything's going wrong or everything's not good for you, that is about to complete. That is about to conclude itself. So you are coming in to a completion of a cycle here that has been pretty, I want to say, I want to say the word difficult, but I'm thinking of something else that is just like right on the tip of my tongue here. Maybe I'll think of it when I clarify. Clarify, please. Thank you. All right, so on bread, hospitality, we have mushrooms, dreaming. All right, so you have a dream. Mushrooms, the psychedelic, the dream, things along those lines. Bread, the physical, the earth, the material. There is a dream coming to life for you. Some of you have dreamed, I almost feel like an energy of taking care of. Some of you feel like life hasn't been taking care of you. Or your spirit guides or your passed on loved ones are just kind of like passing you by. And you're like, oh, why are we not stopping over here and taking care of me? Spirit is giving you signs and synchronicities through your dreams, your subconscious. And I feel like there's a specific dream, a specific manifestation, a specific vision you've been trying to have in your reality that is finally coming. And I feel like that's what's alleviating this depression. So on the energy of gray, we have key. There it is. Unlock to gray. So Leo, there is something extremely, extremely beneficial for you coming in the month of July. It's going to unlock you out of feeling down. It's the key you needed to get out of this funk. It's the key you needed to feel less heavy, to feel like you've been running out of luck. It's the key you've needed for that cleanse and the key you've needed for this change. I mean, you want this type of energy to change. You don't want to sit in this forever, you know, and you're receiving a key out of it. Some of you are actually receiving a physical key. I mean, you have key hospitality. It's like giving me hotel type of energy. Some of you may actually be finding yourself staying in a hotel, finding yourself on vacation, or maybe receive a key to a home, apartment. Let's see. On the circle's energy of completion, you have the pearl, hidden knowledge. All right, so you finally have learned how to unlock something. You finally have learned how to get yourself out from this state mentally, physically, and I want to say in the way of learning how to do it. And I feel like Spirit is really about to bless you with this manifestation because you learned how to get yourself out of a certain feeling, right? Some of you found yourself around a specific person. I don't know why I'm getting this, but I'm getting it. Some of you have found yourself around a specific person and you feel like your energy is always low around this person. Always feeling like they just kind of are not that boosting type of energy, right? And you're like, well, why do I always feel this way? Like, there's gotta be a way for me to not feel this way. And Spirit's like, hey, the learning lesson is to remove yourself from things that make you feel off. The biggest thing is having awareness here. You must be aware of the times that you feel good and the times that you don't feel that great. And be aware of what's around you, whom's around, and whom is around you. That is your key. Because I feel like for some of you, you've been knowing what needed to change. You've been knowing what needed to go, but you haven't been you haven't been wise enough, there you go, to actually do it. And it feels like here, this is for my Leos who are saying, you know what, Miss Machiste, yeah, I don't need another cycle with this person. I've learned. I don't need another cycle at this job. I understand. I don't need another cycle with these bad habits. I get it's not good for me. There's something here that has been hidden to you that's finally coming out to light that you are using to your advantage to create a change of manifestation. And Spirit's almost like walking with you. Closeness. They are walking with you in this. They are holding your hand. They are carrying you through it. They are saying, Leo, look, I'm showing you. So, wow. All right, let's get a not manifestation. We are getting a card from Metatron and work with him and see what he spiritually has for you. You have something flying out. I mean, I guess I did just want one card, so we'll see what it is. Wow, you have Kundalini, untapped energy. There it is. So some of you, why am I stagnant? Why is nothing happening for me? I know I see the comments, y'all. I see them. I see them. Oh, how many times am I going to watch this type of reading? Blah, blah, blah. I mean, you know, you can watch things, but do you live your life according to what you watch? You know, things can be, I guess you could say, energetically predicted, but only so much can really be predicted. A lot of these readings are on what you do, what's your willpower, how do you decide to live your life from watching a reading, from feeling inspired by something or someone. Do you not do anything, or do you just wait around and say, well, I watched a reading and it said this. So some of you are doing that without realizing you have to untap the energy within yourself. And how do you do that? Right? That's the question. You do that by becoming aware of what's holding you back from a message that you want to resonate to you. So y'all sitting here like, oh, I would love for a new person to come in, yet you're still giving your energy to Joshua that you know doesn't deserve your energy. You're still overthinking the past. You're still resentful towards the person in 2015 that fired you for no reason. And you're like, well, why isn't jobs coming my way? There is an awareness happening here on what energy within you, hidden knowledge, unlock, untapped energy, and Spirit's going to help you find it. But they can only do so much. I can only say so much. I can only give so much unless you decide to actively take the free will energy towards it. So let's see what the Quantum Oracle has here for you. So I feel like Spirit's being a bit in an energy of where they're very close to you, but it's almost like they're so close where they see exactly what needs to shift, and they are really trying to get you to see that. And it doesn't have to be easy. It doesn't have to be something that is ever flowing and free. Sometimes things are a little difficult. Let's see. You got a lot of cards coming through. So your first card out is a cycle of decrease. Your next card is the People card, the Loving Woman. You also have the Healing Light with the Spirit card. And you have the Honoring Path with an Intention card, number 7. So I'm feeling right away, you know you are specifically around people that make you feel less than. You are specifically in situations that make you feel less than. Have you been loving yourself, male or female? It doesn't matter. Spirit could be indicating there is a loving woman coming in here for you as a mother, as a friend, as a romantic partner. Some of you who identify as the feminine need to honor yourself more, need to respect yourself more, because I feel like some of you are in situations, relationships, or something along the lines that you are just like, well, how am I supposed to manifest this person to be better? And it's like, you have to manifest yourself to become wiser in what you deal with. You ever notice once you leave people alone or once you stop putting pressure on people, all of a sudden they say what you want to hear? All of a sudden, Spirit's trying to show you that the more you put pressure, the more you create resistance, the harder things are going to happen for you, and the more you're going to feel like nothing's happening for you. I feel like there's a strong indication that you are going to be around other people and better experiences, or maybe you need to honor yourself more. Are you worth the pay you receive? Are you worth the way you get treated in life? Do you feel honored by Spirit? Do you feel like there's more you can do to your wisdom and your knowledge and your spiritual intuition? These are questions you need to ask yourself. This is a Spirit reading. You know, Spirit is giving me a manifestation coming in for you. They're very close to you. Something's unlocking, but hey, do you walk through the doors? That's the question. Do you turn the key? You know, you can get a key, but do you use it? No, sometimes you don't even know it's a key. So there's a strong energy of becoming aware here that Spirit's going to do here for you in the month of July. And I feel like it's coming with this manifestation that's unlocking things for you, that is really showing you a way out of feeling you don't want to feel anymore. But do you have the courage to do so? Do you have the courage to walk through that door? Do you have the courage to walk out of the past? Do you have the courage to stop thinking of stories that have happened to you all the time, over and over and over and over and over? Because I see them. I see them. I'm ready for new love, Miss Machiste. But you wouldn't believe what the past person did to me. They did this, this, and the other. There you go. You just canceled out your whole comment. So just understand your awareness. And that's why you have Kundalini with untapped energy, because there's more awareness to come. Some of you may have an extremely strong aha moment. Don't be down or out about yourself. Be grateful that you had the aha moment and then act accordingly different. So let's see what's coming your way. We're going to get your challenge. You're going to get your advice from Spirit. But I feel like you're about to get honored. I feel like you're about to receive a lot more love and a lot more abundance from something, someone, or even yourself. But it's almost, you know the saying, we accept the love we think we deserve. It's almost like you see it and it gives you that, but I'm not used to somebody being so nice to me, or I'm not used to somebody honoring me this way, or I'm not used to somebody seeing my value, or it's like something you're not really used to. And it could be in a little bit of a sad sense that you're not used to being reassured. You're not, and it might make you feel a little uncomfortable because you may be used to being the one to ask for everything, or just to hope and wish that things were happening for you. And now that they're actually happening, it might give you this reflective energy. So let's see what's coming your way here. The Page of Swords, there you learning. The Six of Wands, there's all that attention. There's that honor. This is the honoring path in the Six of Wands. So some of you are going to get a lot more attention this month. Some of you are going to feel a lot more seen, a lot more valued. And the Page of Swords is here. It's like, wait, is that for me? Are you valuing me? Are you loving me? Are you interested in me? Are you hiring me? It's like, that's the type of energy. And you also have the Empress. Wow. Hello. Some of you may get pregnant, or some of you, there could be a birth of something new in the physical. Doesn't mean that it's pregnancy, but you do have manifestation with the Empress here. That indicates a birth for me of something new, birth of a new cycle. You do have completion of one, so obviously that would bring a newer one. Let's see what your challenge is. The Queen of Wands, and your advice is Judgment. Jeez. Oh my gosh. All right, so your challenge is having confidence, male or female. Your challenge could also be stepping into more of your feminine side, your softer side. Your challenge, Queen of Wands, ready for this? This Queen of Wands, she goes for what she wants. Her head is up. Her staff is in her hand. She got the sunflower in her hand. Her cat is facing forward, ready to go. Some of you, your challenge is going for what you want. There you go. Literally so synchronized to what I just felt. And you do have the loving woman there. And your challenge being the Queen of Wands. Your challenge is going for what you want and being confident about it. Your advice is judgment. So your advice is to learn from the past, but not live there anymore. So let's clarify this here. Some of you, you're gonna get a boatload of attention that is just creating a lot of curiosity within you. Some of you may get noticed, seen, recognized in a way. Some of you may even go down the road of like fame as well. And that's what gives me the Page of Swords. Like, whoa, is this really happening to me? Like, is this all for me? Like that type of thing. All right, let's clarify this once more. On the Page of Swords, we have the 10 of Wands. So Spirit's like, put down your questions. Yes, it's happening for you. Yes, it's here. Yes, they love you. Yes, they're honoring you. Yes, you're the chosen one. Yes, you got that job. Yes, this opportunity is real. On the 6 of Wands, we have death. So yeah, this is going to change everything. This victory, this success, this abundance, this manifestation is going to create a big change in your life. On the Empress, we have the Page of Wands. There it is. Good news to the Empress. Wow, some of you definitely news of pregnancy for yourself, for your family, somehow, somewhere around you. Others of you, I definitely do feel like there is absolutely some really feel-good energy. You're going to hear some good news. Or whatever's happening to you, it just feels really abundant. There it is, that Page of Wands. That spark, that renewal, that hope restored. That feeling like, I want to get up. I want to go do it. I want to have that childlike excitement towards something. So this is giving me that it's so much of an exciting energy, so much of a strong manifestation that it makes you feel really enthusiastic. Some of you definitely could be connecting to a larger sense of love as well. Romantic love. I mean, we do have the Empress, Page of Wands, this person. There could be some age difference between the two of you, but it's still showing a large sense of shifting everything for you and bringing a lot of abundance. On the Queen of Wands as your challenge, we have the 5 of Swords. So your challenge is going for what you want and giving up on the things that make you feel like you are wasting your time. Some of you may say, well, Miss Machiste, the person I feel like who's wasting my time is the person I want. Well, then you really need to self-reflect on how you value yourself. So that's your challenge for this month, is going for what you want, but giving up on what you feel like is wasting your time. And some of you, like I said, you're going to find yourself in this paradox where you're like, wait a minute, why do I really want that? It might not feel easy, okay? And on Judgment with your advice, you have the Hanged Man. I mean, wow. Things are shifting. I'm telling you, your advice, you're having an aha moment. And Spirit wants you to follow the aha moment, because a lot of you are stuck in the past. You are stuck on things that have happened. People that have put you through things. People that you're stuck on some sort of story that you keep telling yourself. It could be a belief system. It could be your advice is not to connect to the time frame. You know what I mean? Like, if you want something and you waited a year for it, and then you're like, okay, well, obviously it's a year, so it's not happening. Says who? 3 years, 4 years. Oh, well, it's 4 years, not happening. That's your belief system. That is your attachment to the time, to the outcome, to how it's supposed to come. Honestly, with manifestations and spirits, and one of the things that I've learned, they like surprising you. They like bringing you something when you least expect it. So are you constantly expecting? They want to surprise you with this. And this Empress to the Page of Wands is a surprise. The Empress doesn't get up. She sits there. She's abundant. She grew that area. The Page of Wands is coming in here like, oh my gosh, guess what, Empress? What I have for you. Like, something is coming your way that is really going to break you out of a feeling of sadness and hurt, a feeling of not feeling good enough, but you have to let it. Some of you may fight it. And then you'll find yourself repeating these cycles. Hanged Man, Judgment. It's time to let it go. It's time to let it flow. Because I really feel like there is a reliving past energy here that a lot of you are going to get a key to move out of. But will you turn the key in the doorknob is the question. So let's see what your ending oracle here is, your power position for you here, Leo. But you have some real good news coming, and you have yourself getting noticed in a way that you've never been noticed before. Let it happen to you. In terms of zodiac signs in your spread, we have Taurus, we have Libra, we have Scorpio, we have Pisces. So let's see what your power position is for the month of July. And you have the Eyes of Beauty, positive expectations and clarity. Card number 25. I don't think you've ever gotten this card before, but that's giving me an indication, telling you, you are getting noticed. Somebody, somewhere, somehow is noticing you for the most amazing person that you are, Leo. It could just be a random ass person too. You may be in the store one day, or you may just be doing something one day, and like a stranger comes up to you and they're like, wow, like, thank you for doing that, or thank you for that smile, or thank you for holding that door, or thank you for, like, it's like somebody's like noticing you from just how you are. So let's see, card 25. When the Eyes of Beauty show up as your ally, they require you to examine your perceptions. Do you see the world as perfect and beautiful? Can you retrace your steps from your past to now and see the perfection in the way reality has been created? Truly, perception is everything. A glass half empty is the same as a glass half full, yet so different according to how it's perceived. The Eyes of Beauty remind you that if you move forward with conviction, all is well now and will be. You will see true prosperity as a result. Expect to see beauty, and you will attract your highest good now. I mean, and that's literally your advice. So thank you, Spirit, for the synchronized confirmation here. Let's move through to the Talking to Heaven deck. So if you have somebody on your mind, a passed on loved one, we are going to connect to whomever wants to come through. I am pulling cards, so I will also do a little bit of meditation and see what comes to my mind. It could resonate, it could not resonate, but I will try my best. So I have an energy of flowers. They're not like regular flowers though. I mean, not that they're not like your norm of like roses. So I'm just seeing like flowers. They are the color purple. I'm getting the letter J. I see like a, what's that movie? Oh, that Wax On, Wax Off. What the freak movie was that? Oh my God. The Karate Kid? Okay. The Karate Kid I'm getting. I wonder why I'm getting that movie. I just see the person in the movie. Who is that? Mr. Miyagi or something like that. I'm getting some sort of energy connected to like the Karate Kid. I'm not sure what's that. I'm kind of getting that some of you have been trying to meditate Spirit wants you to keep trying. Some of you don't feel like you're that great at it. But there's definitely some passed on loved one that's like, no, keep meditating. Keep doing it. Practice. Go. Like something like that. I'm also getting a very strong, I see someone's leg up in the air. Stretching. There could be a very strong emphasis that y'all need to start stretching your body, your tendons, your muscles, everything. Like some of you just have a constant feeling of tightness. It's time to incorporate stretching in your daily routine, and not just once a week, not just once a month. It's time to start stretching a lot more. Because some of you could run into an injury from a lack of stretching. Like pulling something, tearing something, or maybe some of you already have. And I'm just also seeing somebody mow a lawn. But they're not mowing a lawn, holding it. They're mowing a lawn like one of those that you sit on. And now I just see a lawn. Grass, fields. Possibly this individual spent a lot of time outside or something along those lines was connected. I did see all outdoor settings. Even the person stretching was outside as well. So I'm going to take that as to kind of get out there, get in the sun, get some endorphins, some vitamin D. I do see grass, so grounding, walk in the grass. Let's see what they have in the Talking from Heaven deck. We have believe in yourself. You can do it. So there's that jump. Look at that person jumping from one rock to the other. That leap is being taken. The leap in this whole spread as well. You also I had to leave that way. So possibly this person coming through left in a way that wasn't that easy to bear. Could have been very hard. Could have been very traumatic. Could have been very fast. Could have been very kind of like a freak accident, or maybe you didn't really get a chance to say bye to this individual and they're indicating I had to leave in that way at that moment, at that time. And you also have, as a soul, I can be in several places at once. So this also has a unicorn, and you got the energy of closeness before. So this person wants you to know that they're there with you in all walks of life, not just when you're home, not just when you're like maybe by their stuff, or when you're at church, or when you're in your spiritual vibes. They're with you at all moments, at all times. They want you to know that. Look for signs from them. Even if you go on vacation, they could go there. Even if you go visit like a different country, or you're going to a different state, they can also. Let's get one more card here for you, Leo. There is also an imagery of a ladder here, just randomly stood out to me. And you have, we are so connected with the water drop. So this person wants you to know that they are around you, that you two have a soul connection that keeps this individual in your energy very strongly. Wow. And they're really giving, believe in yourself, you can do it. And that's your challenge for this month, is having confidence, going for what you want, taking that jump, releasing things that no longer serve you. I mean, wow, the synchronicity to this spread is just amazing. Just amazing. There's also like bubbles and water here in a sense. So some of you, there could be a connection to bubbles and or droplets of water. I am getting that for some of you, your sink might start dripping, or your sink is dripping. That's them. So crazy, because I just randomly seen a sink dripping right now. So that's what I got here for you, Leo. Those are the messages I'm feeling. I'm trying to feel like if I can feel anything else. I'm kind of just like letting them give me something. I am hearing the name Karen. Like, I don't know if that's your name or if that's their name, but I am hearing like Karen, I love you, or Carrie, I love you, or Carrington, or if your name or their name starts with something along those lines. That's what I'm hearing. But that's what I got. All right, so let me move that out here for a second and tell you my spiritual story. So, this happened to me on June 27th. I will never forget that date. Now I'll never forget it. At around like 11 a.m. So I went on a cruise and we came back that day. I don't know if you've been on a cruise, but they usually get you off the boat at like 8 o'clock in the morning. So we were out, we were off, we were home, by that time. And so I was sitting there and I knew, I go to school at night. So I was like, all right, well, let me just get a little nap in. I already had the readings out for that day. So I put on the TV and I was just like waiting to get tired. And all of a sudden I seen like these little flickers of light. It wasn't like an explosion or like a firework. It was just like very, very, very small lights. I didn't understand really what it was. I was just like, okay, like, I don't know why that's there. And then all of a sudden, there was like a figure in front of me. But I couldn't really tell what the figure was. But I stared at it. And then all of a sudden, the face and the body of this figure formed. And it just so happened to be my dad. And we called him Papa. So I stood up, literally like somebody was breaking in, and I was like, oh my gosh. And he looked at me, and he took his hand to his mouth, and he went, shh. And then he started laughing. He wasn't audio, like I couldn't hear him, but I could see him. I saw the outline of him. He wasn't actually like a silhouette either. It was kind of like... wasn't like foggy, but he had the outline of himself, but it wasn't like, it was like, what like a norm ghost looks like. It wasn't something like that, but he was there in front of me. It was almost like, like how these like water things look like that. If you like look into like reflections, it was kind of like that. And he looked at me, he would say, shh, because I got right up from the couch and I was like, oh my God. And then he laughed and he was just kind of doing these types of hand movements. Like, I guess like calm down, or I kept telling him the whole time. I think it lasted like a good like 2 to 3 minutes, but it was the longest 2 to 3 minutes of my life. And the whole time I was just saying like, oh my gosh, like I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Because he was chatting. He was sitting there talking. Now, like I'm Italian, so we talk with a lot of people talk with their hands. But he was sitting there chatting. He was like, oh, whatever. And I just was like, I can't hear you. Like, I cannot hear you. I cannot hear you. I cannot hear you. But he was just talking. And I can see behind him. It was almost like he opened something. Because I was able to see like pillars behind him. And they weren't like Greek pillars that have like the crevices in them. They're like smooth pillars. But they were still pillars. And it almost looked like there was like a scene behind him. And he would come closer in and then he would go towards more of the scene. And when he would go towards more of like the scene, he would look behind himself and do like a, like come, like follow me type of thing. And at that moment, like that was the first time I ever seen a spirit. That was the first time I ever encountered like an angel. So I was just really like, do I go forward? Do I stay back here? So like I took like a step forward, but then I didn't really go that far. And I mean, granted the wall was like a foot away. So I don't really know physically how far I really could have went. But I didn't even really try that much because it was just like a moment of like freaking out. And I wasn't like freaking out the whole time, but maybe like the first like 30 seconds. But then when I realized it was my dad, it gave me like this weird sense of calm. And then he still kept talking. Like this man was talking. Like I really could hear him. So then I started to get a little bit frustrated. And I was like, look, I just cannot hear you. Like make it so I can hear you because like I don't know what you're saying. And he then showed me something. It's like his persona turned into like a kaleidoscope. So I don't know if you've ever looked into a kaleidoscope before. I did Google a kaleidoscope picture because, you know, I was telling some spiritual people in my life the story, and I was just feeling absolutely insane. So I was just like, oh, like showing people like, this is what a kaleidoscope looks like. So anyways, he ended up turning into like a pattern and like showing me like a kaleidoscope, but this kaleidoscope was moving. Like it was literally like you were looking into a kaleidoscope that you were able to like turn. It kind of looked something like this, but it didn't have no colors. It was just clear, like the background of whatever room I was in. So it definitely had this type of pattern to it. And then when I tell you, he was a kaleidoscope pattern for, I guess I'm probably off with times, but I want to say maybe like 30 seconds, maybe 15 seconds. And then his persona came back, and I swear I read from his mouth, and he said, "Cool, right?" And I was just, and then I laughed, and I was like, what is going on right now? I just like was just mind blown. And then I was like, but like my dad would do something like that. Like he was just one of those people, like he would buy like the most random things. He would come home and be like, oh, isn't this cool? And you're like, oh yeah, sure, I guess it's cool. But to him, it was cool. So I thought it was very comforting that like he heard that I was struggling with, I couldn't hear him, and he showed me something. I mean, granted, it wasn't like he showed me words. He showed me a pattern of a kaleidoscope, but he showed me almost like what he could do. And then he was like, cool, right? And I just started laughing, and I was like, this is crazy, but yeah, it's cool. Like, and I'm like talking, like I can hear him back, and I can't. And then it was just kind of like, I was just like overwhelmed. Then I sat back down because I was standing up to his level the whole experience. But he was really like taller. He was like his being was the same like height, the same like way he looked and was. It was just like crazy. So I sat back down on the couch because I was like, okay, whoa. And then he kind of like trickled off because then I started seeing different people. And that's when I knew that my dad's visitation moment was coming to its close, because I ended up seeing different energies. I saw some man with like glasses. He was kind of short. He had like those bigger type of glasses with like spiky hair, and I was like, I don't know who that is. So I was like, okay, like I guess this is like my time. That I don't know how long things like that last, because that never happened to me before. But I thought it was really, really, really cool. Granted, the first moment of like freaking out a little bit. But I did tell my dad. My dad was one of those people that like, he didn't have to have a reason to bring back something. And granted, like I was his daughter, so, you know, it's like a different type of connection. And I guess you could say dynamic. So like even on Father's Day, like my dad like would get me something, and I have a note that I saved of him, and he's like, "Happy Father's Day, love Papa," and and I was like, okay. So like he was just like one of those people. So on Father's Day this year, so like I've had experiences with weird crap, weird things, since I can't even remember being able to remember life. So once I figured out all the spiritual stuff, once I started having visitations and dreams of people who have died, I would say like maybe it started like 10 years ago, maybe 12. I specifically told them, I don't want to see you. I don't want to see y'all. Y'all can be in the dreams, but I do not want to see you in front of me. Like, I don't know if I can handle that. My request, you can use me as a vessel, but I do not want to see you. And this past Father's Day, it's been 2 years now, I said to my dad specifically, I was like, I still don't want to see anybody, but you can show yourself to me. I will be okay with seeing you. So I think it's just astronomically crazy that he actually ended up showing himself to me not even weeks. When the heck was Father's Day? That happened on June 27th. And I said that to him on June 18th. Oh my God. Holy crap. That's fast. So yeah. Now, I want to hear your spirit stories, specifically if you've seen, because I felt absolutely insane for like a good week. Now do keep in mind, I have an altar for my dad. So like I specifically have intentionally tried to bring him to life. So I feel like whether you feel like you have the gift, whether you feel like you've gotten visitations or not, I honestly feel like somehow, some way, it will work. You just have to have enough faith. So I'm going to show you one of my altars for him. So there he is with his communion card. What am I saying? The funeral card. There he is back there. He was with a dog. I had the white light candle. I had a little baby angel, and then I poured him a little bit of his favorite alcohol. And then here again, there he is. I gave him like this little lucky rock and a green candle that time. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to find more. I took pictures of more. No, okay. All right, so those are the only pictures I have of it. But I do have a full altar for him on his hutch downstairs where his things used to be. And yeah, so I just thought that was just like an insanely really weird situation. And I needed a bit of moment off because I felt so crazy, I guess you could say. But I do want to share some pictures of him because I actually went and got pictures downstairs in the basement, which was also his spot. Because I was just like, oh my gosh, like I need to see a picture of him. Like I saw him, I'm freaking out, like what is going on? So like my dad definitely, he resembled Michael McDonald, that man. He also resembled Kenny Rogers. A lot of my friends would say they thought he looked like Santa Claus. But let me show you. I'm trying to get a good picture so you can actually like see him. These are all like printed out candid pictures. But this is him. This man, not these two. That's one picture. There's him eating something. There's him with my sister and my mom. This is actually, so here he is there. This is what he was wearing. This white jacket. Like I can tell he was in some sort of suit, but the suit wasn't black. The suit was white. There he is again with his best friends and my mom again. It's right here. So yeah, I definitely had an experience. I definitely felt a little bit crazy. I also felt as if, you know, very blessed as well. But, you know, like I do treat him like he's here. You know, like I made a salad the other day. I know he liked the black olives, so I put like 5 black olives on his hutch. And I'm like, here, enjoy, you know. Made a cup of coffee. He makes coffee in the morning too. I made him one and put it there, you know. So like, you got to treat them like they are here. I feel like that really brought him more to life. And he's really the only passed on loved one I've done that for. And here's like a super old school picture of him here when he wasn't gray. I don't really know how well you can see. But yeah, so I wanted to share that with y'all. You know, I like sharing things with y'all. And I do want to hear all of your experiences as well, because I really do want to hear some and to just, I like reading your stories and I like knowing things along those lines, and I do read comments and all that other stuff. But yeah, so this is what happened to me. If you want a visitation, if you feel like you've already had dreams, you want them stronger, definitely do an altar. Some, you know, some people don't even need an altar. Like, I feel like I don't need an altar, but I feel like I know I'm supposed to move into mediumship, but I just am still working on that, spiritually. And how much I can handle. But I am very grateful that it was my dad and that he actually, like, really listened to me. So they're here. They're close. They're listening. And they're, like, literally just, like, right there. So I hope that could bring some comfort to some of y'all, because it definitely brought some comfort to me. So thank you, my beautiful, wonderful Leos. This is your spirit message for July, and I'll talk to all of y'all very soon. You have weekend going up next, as well as Leo Plus for July will be starting this weekend as well. And I'll talk to all of y'all very, very soon. Have a good one. Bye now, Leo.